And I think he is joining us now.
Yes, we do have the champion with us. A big congratulations, Daniel. First feelings, relief, happiness. What's going on?
Yeah, first of all, it's a relief, obviously, and secondly, it's some small disappointment. I mean, it has been a wonderful journey, actually. Like, I don't mind having 1 or 2 rest days, but in general, I would be like ready to play more games. But yeah, today is a good day, of course.
Let's start with the games. Peter, what was
Yeah, I was about to ask whether Daniel wanted to start sort of from the top and go until the end, or should we talk about the Armageddon first, because it was where everything was decided.
Yeah, it's up to you. We can start from game 1 as well. So.
Well,
right,
game one is maybe the least interesting of all 4, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Also, it's quite significant that he like decided not to play in the end. Yeah, I mean, Queen 8, he's just, I mean, slightly better. I mean, in general, throughout the match, I had this feeling like he's absolutely sure that he will win the Armageddon with Black. Indeed, it was like actually weird. I mean, I had a feeling like he's probably a favorite, but still, if you're that sure, you can actually lose. In fact, like, I mean, he basically he didn't try to play in game 4. He was also slightly better in game 1, and yeah, I mean, decided to repeat the moves. I had a feeling like
at this point, Hikaru could have gone Queen A8 and continued this position.
Yeah, in the final position, of course, you go Queen 8 and you are just better. I mean, okay, it's first of all, it's much more easy to play with Black, but even the engine says it's just better for Black. I mean, it's not that, it's not even a bluff. I mean, you're just better. You have more time. I mean,
but Daniel, first of all, congratulations on winning. But I have a question, since the tournament is over. Maybe you can reveal already. Then what went wrong in the opening in this game?
In the first one, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it was, kind of. I mean, I remember that this bishop takes c6 makes sense. I think Boris and me analyzed it like 2 or 3 years ago. But the problem was that, yeah, I mean, you have to be smart with white, and Black has many moves. I think after bishop f5, I should have played e4. So bishop f5 is kind of, not so good. And that's why I didn't, I failed to recall the line. Because actually, Hikaru seems to be tempted by this bishop f5 idea. Because basically, the main reason I was repeating this stuff, like, okay, the first time I played it, I just won straight from the opening. Then the second time, yesterday, it was a very short game, but then after the day was over, I actually realized he mixed up something again. I mean, when he went bishop f5 and we repeated the moves, I should have played e4 and then d5, and white is just much better. So, like, basically 2 times in a row, he failed to come up with something decent. So I thought, just why not to do this again? And yeah, I mean, today he was obviously better prepared, and this c6, I think, is the move. And then white can also play like b takes, d4, which is very solid. And I would definitely do it in game 3 if we would get this position. But yeah, this bishop takes c6 is ambitious, and it kind of makes sense. But then you need to remember a few lines with white.
All right, well, he didn't continue in that position and decided to draw. Now, game 2 was extremely dramatic because you looked like you were in a lot of trouble out of the opening.
Yeah, I mean, he came very well prepared, basically. So I mean, today, I think in general, it was not like our typical match. So, I mean, normally it's him who plays like slightly better and I'm better prepared. But today, I think it was exactly the opposite. Like, what he did was extremely smart. And I didn't remember what to do. And then I think like I was much worse. But then at some point after g5, I realized he's actually about to overpush it. Because after g5, I mean, you start feeling like Black is actually okay. Like, if you don't know how we got these positions, and after g5, it just looks fine for Black.
Yeah, but there was a critical moment there, which we were, first of all, did you think you were okay if he takes on d8 and e6 here? Because we were discussing this.
I mean, I thought it's something I have to, accept. I mean, at least I thought like I will not be stalemated like this. I thought I will go rook d2. Then I think I will go h6 g5.
Yeah, but this is the question. Like, white goes knight c5 here.
Yeah, g5.
And g5, we just probably take and go g3.
Yeah, but then okay, I will play king f7, bishop h6.
Yeah, but the question is, do you still come out of the corner or not after something like king c1 followed by knight d3 and rook g4, or what happens there? But
I mean, I will play rook h2, bishop h6, and I will just play.
yeah, I understand. So that was one question. And the other question was, it's not really a question to you because it wasn't your decision. But after c5, everything you said about the position after rook d2, g5, I think is absolutely correct. But after c5, he had the option of playing rook c4 here, which he basically
of course.
didn't even spend maybe 2 minutes on this, maybe not even 1 minute.
Yeah, sure. I was actually surprised as well. No, I mean, your first question in general, I tend to agree. My point is that, I mean, okay, I just felt like I'm much worse. So basically, in terms of being much worse, the position we discussed earlier with this h6, g5 is sort of okay. I mean, at least I managed to trade half of the king side. I mean, it feels like to me, it felt like I get closer to a draw. I mean, of course, I'm still worse. This rook c4 was much more annoying indeed. Yeah, I agree. I think I was going to play something like, I don't know, rook d8, then bishop b7.
So rook d8, king c1, perhaps?
King c1,
Yeah.
maybe bishop h6 actually here, yeah?
Yeah, I thought I'd start by playing bishop. Yeah, if you go c3, I will just play bishop b7 probably. d7, no.
Oh, sorry.
You could probably try some g3, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe I still go something like g5. I mean, I obviously agree it's white who is trying, but to me, it was sort of like I didn't like my position at all. So it was sort of a very nice surprise that actually somewhere over here, I realized it's still a game. Like, okay, I have this counterplay with g5. It's not that I'm dead. I'm obviously worse, but I mean, at least it's a game. Because I just felt like I could be just completely lost. And this, I mean, rook d2, g5 suddenly started to look just okay. And then
So
what he did,
point that
I
you
mean,
started feeling hopeful about your chances in this game?
I mean, you just have to play moves. And here I was lucky as, I mean, anyway, my good moves are active moves. I mean, it's not that I can simplify it somehow. I basically have to let this h pawn run, and then if it's a draw, it's a draw. If I win, I win. But I have to do it anyway. Like, it's not that I have any sort of, yeah, I mean, any choice of, like,
But you already, but we already got a feeling that black is actually the one trying already in this game now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, after e6, it was completely, like, I was in the time trouble, so I didn't really have enough time to sort of figure out what he's doing. But yeah, intuitively, it felt like, I mean, absolutely ridiculous. Like, I mean,
There's
okay.
a nice moment here, Daniel, after bishop e5. So I think the chat pointed out about rook a5.
Yeah, of course I missed it. So I saw rook h4, rook d1. Yeah, I mean, obviously I saw it.
Sorry.
I mean, it's very thematic. And then after bishop c4, like I go something like bishop f5 if I need it, and then rook takes h5, rook a1 check, rook b1. So I'm in time to save this h pawn, and yeah, I win. I mean, I probably win if I save the h pawn. No, rook a5 was obviously missed by me.
Well, I think it's impossible to play rook a4, bishop takes c5, rook a5. I don't think anybody sees that.
Yeah, but the thing is that I was actually like down to maybe 1 minute or something. So I mean, obviously he was tempted to, tempted by a chance to try to play on time, which he normally likes to do. So I actually knew, like, basically there is such a scenario that I am like worse and I have less time, and then he can overpush it. I knew I should be ready to sort of try my chance in some time trouble, chance to win. So obviously here I just, I mean, I was just trying to win it. I mean, I knew I'm just much better, probably completely winning, I don't know.
Yeah, you converted this absolutely flawlessly. And then game 3, things looked like you had everything in control. Opening went according to plan, but Hikaru was able to bounce back.
Yeah. No, game 3, I mean, actually, again, it's sort of normal. Yeah, I mean, I'm not Magnus. It's sort of normal. He just went for something sharp, and and won. I mean, it was an interesting game. I felt like I was better at some point, but then, I mean, I got outplayed. I think in general it was sort of a mistake by him to kind of make all the stupid draws and wait for an Armageddon. Because basically, I mean, I felt confident, but if he would always play like this, obviously he would lose like two extra games, but he could have won even more. Because basically he started doing this only when he was like in a must-win situation, which is, I mean, not a dream scenario. In this game, I actually felt like obviously c4 allows all kinds of, you know, sharp lines for black. It's not that solid. But I mean, I thought on the other hand, it's basically obvious, like if I will make some, you know, safe draw, then he will obviously go kamikaze mode in the last game. And he has white there. So I thought if he will go kamikaze mode anyway, then probably it's better for me to allow him to do it as black. I mean, at least I'm white, I will be slightly better in this, you know, mess. But it didn't go according to a plan. After queen b6, I started to dislike my position, to be honest.
Daniil, actually, exactly, that's my one question, that why did you consider c takes d5 instead of knight takes d5, not allowing this change of structure?
Yeah, I did, but I have to say I just missed in terms of ideas. I somehow forgot that bishop takes d5 exists. I actually thought he would go knight takes, cd, bishop f7. And then I just forgot that there is bishop takes d5, and I mean, okay, the e6 square is weak, but there is no way to get there. So after bishop takes d5, of course, I realized immediately that I did a very stupid thing, but yeah, I mean, it was a bit too late. Then it was, yeah, I don't know, after g4, I actually, yeah, I think he sort of played it in a little bit strange way after rook c4. I think he had more ambitious things to do. And then after g4, I started feeling again like I'm like very safe and probably even better. And then he outplayed me again, which I sort of, I mean, I didn't even realize where was a critical moment as I was short on time. But yeah, I mean, somewhere over here, it feels solid for white. I don't know, I can play just bishop f5, no? Like at very least, because I just started playing for win.
That's what we thought. That's exactly what we thought. That
yeah, I started playing
for win.
Yeah, I started playing for win because I thought, okay, he obviously overpushed it, and now like there is no point in making a draw when there is one more game with black. So I just tried to win it, and then I lost it. I don't know. Maybe this bishop g3 was like a start of the wrong concept in general. Maybe I shouldn't be trying to win it. But yeah, this knight h4, f3, d2 was a very, very strong maneuver, which I actually missed as well. So then I thought maybe after knight h4, maybe I had to play something like king f1. But it's a bit too deep for a rapid game, so I just want knight f3, king e2. But okay, give me a break. Yeah? I mean, if you see this knight f4, you basically want to play it, and then you start thinking.
You mean king f1 here?
Yeah, now I think it was probably the move, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure, but it could be the move.
Right.
Just to stop this, this knight f3, d2 thing. But yeah, I played knight f4, which is very natural, especially when you're short on time, you just play knight f4 instantly. And then it started to look unpleasant. I mean, I don't know where exactly it became like very bad. Maybe here I'm still fine, maybe not. But in terms of practical game, it's definitely better for black. And yeah, it felt to me like he played well.
It's already very difficult for white here, as we were seeing, but there was this one moment where you did have a very stunning resource. It was around here, the move bishop c2. Did you see this at all?
Yeah, I thought his idea is knight a1. It was my original idea, but then I realized he has knight a1.
Yeah, and now apparently you hold with knight g6, but I don't think you can be expected to understand that on 1 minute or however much you had at that point.
No, I even saw knight g6, but I mean, some king f7 and so on.
Yeah, knight h8 check. This is why I'm laughing, because really nobody plays like this. It's not a thing.
Yeah,
it's
but
like a study-like position.
Yeah, but I mean, if I would play it, it could be the end of my career, you know? I mean, it's...
Yeah, I think there's some risk.
They would never believe I'm not cheating, so yeah.
There's definitely some risk involved.
And after this, Hikaru, I think, played a very nice ending and managed to convert it. Now, going into game 4...
Yeah, game 4 was actually a very important moment. And first of all, I want to praise my friend and coach, Sasha Ryazantsev, who managed to, while I was losing like an idiot with white, he actually managed to come up with this completely new idea of c5. So it was just prepared by him between the games, and I think he did a brilliant job. Like, I didn't have time to check it myself yet, but there was a big number of lines, and I mean, it looked very convincing, although the engine doesn't get it originally. So this e5, c4, I mean, I knew all the stuff. It's not that I was playing by myself. I think after e5, c4, bishop a4 is a move. At least Sasha said so, and I always trust him. And after e takes, I knew that black is very solid. And it was actually a very important moment for me. As I mean, okay, like, obviously, sort of, the match initiative was definitely on his side at this point. He just won with black. And yeah, I managed to hold easily with black, and then it's down to Armageddon, and I was not in such a bad mood as I was after game 3. So yeah, that was a very important moment, and it was actually very, like, typical of me that yeah, like, you have 30 minutes, and then you or one of your friends prepare something brilliant, and it's just in time. So I mean, I'm lucky to have Sasha around, obviously.
And then this game fizzled out into a draw. And going into the Armageddon, what were your feelings? Were you feeling confident, or how did you judge your chances at that moment?
I mean, you know, in general, I think there is some, like, you can believe it or not, but I think in general there is some sort of justice. I think in general, all the stuff Hikaru was doing was a little bit, you know, over-optimistic. Because first of all, when he played Magnus, I mean, he said that the winner of that match is very big favorite to win the whole thing. Which is, I mean, okay, why do you say it normally? I mean, probably you are, but just why do you say it? I mean, it only gives me motivation, yeah? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Then I mean, again, the way he played yesterday and also today was, I mean, it was just obvious that he wants this Armageddon so much. I mean, he will pick up black and he will just play. I mean, okay, I understand everything, but he's obviously a favorite, but it felt like he's a little bit, you know, too confident. So I thought I just need to play something, you know, something a little bit sharp and something strange. I have to make him think early, and then we will see. Okay, if I win, I win. If not, then not. I mean, I was in general sort of proud of the way I played. I think yesterday he was basically, yeah, he had this day off, to be honest. And the day before yesterday, it was me who was, like, obviously, yeah, I mean, obviously not in a great shape. But I think today, both we played sort of our normal chess. I mean, it's completely normal that, yeah, I mean, I won this position with black. I mean, I managed to play well being down to seconds. Then he came back with a very good victory with black. I mean, it felt like it's an equal match, so it's sort of normal that we get to an Armageddon. I mean, I was not too excited about it. I thought, okay, just one last game, and then I'll have rest.
So, right, and go on, Peter. Go on.
No, I was just about the Armageddon game. Did you know the Bishop D5 idea, or?
Yeah, I mean, Bishop D5 idea. Obviously, I mean.
It exists in those with colors reversed. It exists in this weird system, yeah.
Yeah, 97. I think you played it yourself many times.
Yeah, I tried. Nobody falls for this somehow. You never get it when you play this with black.
Yeah, you should probably try it against Hikaru. Yeah, I don't know. But what I didn't get, like, basically, if you run at it anyway, why don't you take on G3?
I couldn't understand this at all. Yeah.
I mean, you take on G3, and then it's not that I saw something. Like, I saw the line, which I don't know if it works, actually. I saw the line, knight takes G3, bishop takes D5, queen H5, knight E7. Yeah, and here, I mean, first of all, it's kind of obvious that I have many moves. Yeah, I mean, it cannot be too bad for me. But I was just trying to calculate this knight takes D5, and I actually didn't see why it doesn't work, but I don't think it works. Then takes, rook F5, and C4.
Sorry, rook F5, when?
No, I take on D5, and then I go rook F5.
Oh. And
my intuition was screaming that it doesn't work, but I didn't see why exactly. Like, maybe you just cast a long C4 knight B4 or something. But at least I didn't see, you know, any comfortable way for black to.
Wait, what's going on here exactly?
Yeah,
well, there's some compensation for the piece, of course. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it could be just better for black. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. Better is probably a bit too strong, though. Yeah, I don't know. In general, I saw this idea. I mean, I didn't see what's wrong with it, but I was not excited about it either. So the plan was to go Queen H5, Knight E7, and start thinking.
Yeah, in the game, I have to, like, I understand you won and everything, but I have to ask you, after Knight E7, why didn't you go Knight F takes D5?
And then Knight takes?
Yeah?
Ah, like this, yeah? Yeah, I mean...
I have to ask, because it was bugging me during the game.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it would be weird to miss it, and then... Yeah, but I thought in the game, like, I saw this, I was just excited. I saw this Knight E6, I thought it's basically game over, which is probably correct.
Yeah, of course it is, but...
yeah, I mean, obviously, you're right, yeah, I had to do this. I actually sort of miss that after Queen D6, it's still a game, to be honest. I just thought, well, a game is probably too strong, but I thought like there is a fair chance that he will just resign after Knight E6. I mean, at least that he has to resign. Obviously, he would never resign, but yeah, I thought it's basically completely lost. But then I realized he's 2 pawns down, but in terms of blitz game, with no increment, yeah, I realized I still have to be a bit precise. Yeah, I mean, anyway.
Yeah, you kept the control on the clock and converted this absolutely flawlessly is what we thought. Daniil, a huge congratulations. I have to ask you now, in this match format where it's quite a difficult format. You're playing 3 mini matches and against the tournament started with 12 of the world's best players. We were discussing this huge win in the finals and winning the Lindores Abbey Rapid Challenge. Where does this stand in your career highlights? How important is this win for you?
Well, I mean, it's obviously a very nice moment. So, I mean, what do you expect me to say? I don't think after winning World Rapid, I can say it's like my biggest achievement. I mean, obviously, winning World Rapid is still much more important. But yeah, I mean, it's a very strong tournament. I'm obviously happy that I managed to win it. Yeah, it's still a little bit... I actually had the same weird feeling after this World Rapid. So basically, it's a bit weird feeling when you win a tournament with Magnus participating without beating Magnus, to be honest. It always felt a little bit, unfair to me. Because even in this World Rapid, I felt like he will probably win the last games and we'll play tiebreak, and then if I will win, then it's like, brilliant. I managed. But then he didn't win. I mean, I finished on clear first, but still I failed to beat him, and it didn't feel like a real win. Here, I mean, as well, obviously Hikaru is a brilliant player, but yeah, the one who beats Magnus gets all the respect, I guess.
That's exactly what.
So we are now announcing Hikaru as the winner of the Lindores Abbey.
You can do whatever you want, Peter. To be honest, I mean, I will not. I will not.
Well, you just gave us the most objective metric, so we have to use it, right?
No, I think in general it kind of makes sense. I mean, not too many people have beaten.
I don't disagree entirely.
It's very, very impressive by Hikaru. So let's say if you would ask me what would I prefer, to win the Lindores Abbey or to win, let's say, the series of matches against Magnus, I would definitely think about it, like definitely. And in terms of my own sort of the way I see things, I would probably prefer to win against Magnus, to be honest.
That's what even Peter thought, that with your win in the 2018 World Rapid, this performance would somewhere be with that interesting insight that you regret not meeting Magnus in this event. Now, throughout the tournament, what was your highlight match? Which match did you feel, which game or match did you feel extremely proud of?
Well, I think I played a very, very interesting match against Karakin. I think it was just a brilliant match. Like, we played like 0 draws, as I remember.
Yeah, I think there were no draws whatsoever.
I mean, it's pretty remarkable, especially against Karakin. And there was a lot of, yeah, I mean, it was one of my best matches, I think. Like, there was a lot of these fancy ideas. I played many different openings. I mean, I played many cool moves. I think even in the game I lost, I was very proud of this King 8 to D7, which you actually mentioned as well. I thought it's probably my best move of the tournament.
Yeah, we liked it. We liked it very much, yeah.
Yeah, I was just very sort of excited about it. So I think it was the most sort of enjoyable match for the viewers and for all the rest. And the match against Hikaru, I think it was exactly the opposite. So he basically decided to limit my options, and I was like I was not allowed to play these fancy games as often as I normally do, and we just played this. I mean, it was a little bit boring in terms of moves. There was a lot of pressure, but it's not. I mean, those were not the games you will remember for years, for sure. So I mean, it's like, it's just sport.
All right. Once again, congratulations. Very, very well played. I think you were probably the most exciting player on show in the entire tournament. At the very least, starting from round 10 of the round robin. I still come very often when I think about this tournament. This is where the tournament really started for me somehow, because you don't see very many people winning games with Black on demand against Magnus. So congrats on winning the entire thing, and now you get some well-deserved rest.
Thanks.
Not just yet, Daniil, because as Peter's already said that I asked you many questions, so I'm not done with this interview just now. Sure. You mentioned that your match against Hikaru, of course, like you were saying earlier. Now, in day one of this final match, a lot of things went wrong for you. And then you spoke about how you adjusted your strategy going into day two and things kind of worked for you then. Give us an insight about going into this final decisive day, the decider day. Were there any further adjustments made, or you just continued with playing fast and playing randomly, as you said?
Well, it was just sort of okay, I don't know. Well, I think in general, like when you feel that you're quite a decent player, then you normally know that it's pretty much about yourself. I mean, unless you're playing Magnus probably, and that's why I keep mentioning him so often. But I mean, if it's not Magnus, I just feel like I can basically fight all the rest, and like on a good day, I mean, I can fight anybody, probably except Magnus when he's playing his A game. So I mean, it's like when you lose this, for instance, day one. I mean, what can you do? Your brain was obviously switched off, so you just wait for tomorrow to come, and you hope things will go better. So I mean, today as well, like I walked as the sun was shining. It was, I mean, a decent start of the day. I thought, okay, probably. So it's basically, I mean, I just know that when I sort of play my best game, I can fight. I mean, Hikaru or any other player. Then I just hope for it. I mean, if I play like an idiot, then it's not about Hikaru. Like there are like 200 of people at very least who will beat me when I'm playing like an idiot. So you don't need to be Hikaru for that. So I mean, I just hope I will avoid this and I will play sort of okay. And when I play sort of okay, I know I'll have a chance, and then I mean, okay. If I will be lucky, I will be lucky. If not, I mean, it's a tough luck. But I was not really sort of worried or excited or anything. I was just going to patches.
Daniil, I would like to ask you exactly about this first day, because I felt like after having this disastrous start, losing the first two games, that you finished the day on a high note by winning the third game, and then also in the fourth game with Black having some chances. Did you feel that this is the moral boost that you need to recover for the next days?
Not really. No, it was not related at all. No, I think it's sort of true that, well, at least my feeling is that when we play these matches, so day one is normally, like obviously you try to win, but it's also very important to get some information. And these terms, I was sort of satisfied with day one. So I realized what he is doing. It was obvious, like he is going to play it simple. He will play fast, and he will just wait for me to do something sharp and then like blunder in the time travel or try to trick me, but he will not play something very sharp himself. Then it was also obvious that he will repeat this English opening with knight b6 forever, which has always been mysterious to me, but I mean, okay, if he plays it, then I mean, he plays it. So in terms of getting information, it was actually sort of a decent day. And yeah, I mean, I felt like on day two, I think I normally tend to improve my play against someone when I play more games against him. So it's kind of, I feel like these long matches basically suit my, not even chess style, but in general, my way of thinking of chess kind of okay. I think in general, I try to understand what's going on in the match, what my opponent is doing, and I mean, it's not only in terms of moves, but it's also in terms of the smash strategy and like I suppose the things like if he plays fast or he tries to be more sharp or not. And then after day one, of course, you have much more information and you feel more, confident and ready.
And Daniil, huge amount of support from you on all our chat channels and online. And they especially seem to be talking a lot about your hotel situation. Now, you've been here since the candidates. What's the update on that? Are you ever planning to go back home?
I'll actually have to make that decision. I don't know. It's sort of tricky because, the problem is that the situation in Moscow, I mean, hasn't really improved, I'm afraid. I will think about it. I mean, in a way, I'll have to think, but my sort of prediction is that I will probably play the next thing from Yekaterinburg again, to be honest.
Talking about the next thing, what is the next thing for you?
Well, the next thing is this. I mean, I don't think if I qualify to Big Four, I don't think it means I cannot play the second tournament, the third tournament of the Magnus Tour, right? I think it starts in like 2 weeks or something. So the next thing is the third tournament of the Magnus Tour.
Well, we love seeing your uncompromising style on the board, and a huge congratulations from all our viewers, from all the commentators on winning this Lindores Abbey Rapid Challenge. Very well done. Congratulations and enjoy.
Thank you very much, guys.
Well played, sir.
Thanks.